Have you ever stood at your doorstep, sneakers on, wondering whether you should go for a leisurely walk or push yourself with a run? Meet Sarah, a 42-year-old marketing manager who faces this exact dilemma every morning. Her knees ache sometimes, her schedule is packed, and her last health checkup showed borderline high cholesterol. Sound familiar? I had the same struggle, especially with a family history of heart disease weighing on my mind. Here's something that should grab your attention. Nearly 67% of adults don't get adequate aerobic exercise, even once per week. Meanwhile, cardiovascular disease remains the second leading cause of death, right after cancer. But here's the truly shocking part: many people waste countless hours exercising the wrong way, seeing minimal results for maximum effort. A groundbreaking 2023 study from the British Heart Foundation tracked 80,000 adults over 10 years. And the results were absolutely stunning. The difference in heart health improvement between exercise methods reached up to 3 times. Some people walked diligently with barely noticeable changes, while others experienced dramatic transformations with short running sessions. So which one actually protects your heart better, walking 10,000 steps daily or running for 30 minutes? The answer is more complex than you might think, because your age, current fitness level, and even the time of day you exercise can produce completely different outcomes. Let's start with walking 10,000 steps. That's roughly 7 to 8 kilometers, taking about 90 to 100 minutes at a moderate pace of 4 kilometers per hour. Stanford University Medical School published research in 2022 showing that people who walked over 10,000 steps daily had 43% lower cardiovascular disease rates compared to those walking under 3,000 steps. This effect was particularly pronounced in adults over 50. The biggest advantage of walking is its low impact on joints. When you walk, your knees bear only 1.2 to 1.5 times your body weight, which is roughly half the impact of running. This makes walking ideal for people with arthritis, those carrying extra weight, or anyone over 60. Seoul National University Hospital studied 120 patients with knee arthritis who walked regularly for 6 months. Their pain decreased by 38%, while their cardiovascular fitness actually improved by 27%. But here's the critical detail: not all 10,000 steps are created equal. Harvard Medical School researchers discovered that walking speed was the key factor. Strolling at less than 3 kilometers per hour provided almost no heart-strengthening benefits. You need to maintain at least 4.5 to 5 kilometers per hour to effectively elevate your heart rate and train your cardiac muscle. Now let's examine the 30-minute run. Running typically means moving at 8 to 10 kilometers per hour, covering about 4 to 5 kilometers. While that's a shorter distance than walking, the stimulus to your heart is significantly more powerful. A landmark study from the University of Copenhagen followed 17,000 adults for 15 years. Those who ran for 30 minutes at least 3 times weekly had 44% lower mortality from heart disease compared to non-exercisers. Even more impressive, they had 19% lower rates than people who walked for the same duration. Why such a dramatic difference? The secret lies in heart rate. During a run, your heart beats 140 to 170 times per minute, which is 70 to 85% of your maximum heart rate. This intensity zone optimally strengthens cardiac muscle, according to research published in the Journal of the American Heart Association. Regular exercise at this intensity increases left ventricular volume by an average of 12% and improves stroke volume by 18%. Time efficiency is equally fascinating. The University of Texas Exercise Physiology Lab compared calorie expenditure and found that 30 minutes of running burns 300 to 400 calories, while 10,000 steps burns 250 to 350 calories. However, considering the time investment, running is about 2.5 times more efficient. For busy modern professionals, that's a game-changing difference. So which should you choose? The answer depends entirely on your current situation. Let me break it down into 5 specific scenarios. First, if you're under 40, with no major health concerns, the 30-minute run is overwhelmingly superior. You'll get better heart strengthening, save time, and build fitness faster. Asan Medical Center studied 200 office workers in their 30s, who ran 4 times weekly for 12 weeks. Their total cholesterol dropped an average of 23 milligrams, HDL. Good cholesterol increased by 8 milligrams, and blood pressure decreased by 7/5 millimeters of mercury. Second, if you're over 50 or haven't exercised in years, starting with walking is much safer and more effective. Jumping straight into running can overload your heart. Korea University Medical Center research showed that people who built a foundation with 3 months of walking before transitioning to running had 73% fewer injuries and 58% better long-term adherence, compared to those who started running immediately. Third, if you have joint issues in your knees or ankles, walking is absolutely essential. Running generates 2.5 to 3 times your body weight in impact force with every footfall. If your joints are already compromised, this repetitive stress can worsen the condition. Instead, try power walking at 6 kilometers per hour or faster, while pumping your arms vigorously. This elevates your heart rate adequately while minimizing joint stress. Fourth, if weight loss is your primary goal, combining both methods works best. Run 3 days per week to burn maximum calories. Then walk 10,000 steps on other days to maintain your metabolism. Yonsei University's obesity clinic tested this combination program with 150 overweight adults for 6 months. They lost an average of 8.7 kilograms, reduced visceral fat by 34%, and improved blood glucose by an average of 18 milligrams. Fifth, if you have existing heart disease, high blood pressure, or other medical conditions, you absolutely must consult your physician before determining exercise intensity. Generally, you should start with low-intensity walking and allow your heart to adapt gradually. Seoul National University Hospital's Cardiology Department worked with post-heart attack rehabilitation patients using systematic walking programs. After 6 months, cardiac function progressively recovered, and many patients could eventually handle light jogging. Here's something truly remarkable: even the time of day affects results. University of Leicester researchers discovered that morning aerobic exercise was particularly effective for blood sugar control, while evening exercise helped more with sleep quality and stress relief. Interestingly, people who ran between 4 and 7 p.m. had 32% lower injury risk, because body temperature and muscle flexibility peak during those hours. Let me give you a practical 7-day program you can start today. For beginners, day 1 and 2 start with 20-minute walks at a comfortable 4 kilometers per hour pace. Day 3 increases to 25 minutes. Day 4 is complete rest for recovery. Day 5 challenges you with 30 minutes, gradually increasing speed to 5 kilometers per hour. Day 6 drops back to 20 minutes for active recovery, and Day 7 finishes with 35 minutes. Intermediate exercisers follow this pattern. Day 1 begins with 30 minutes of brisk walking at 6 kilometers per hour. Day 2 introduces 15 minutes of light jogging, alternating 2 minutes jogging with 1 minute walking. Day 3 aims for 10,000 steps accumulated throughout the day. Day 4 is rest. Day 5 attempts 20 minutes of continuous jogging without walking breaks. Day 6 builds endurance with 40 minutes of walking, and Day 7 completes the week with 25 minutes of jogging. Advanced athletes can try this schedule. Day 1 runs 30 minutes at a comfortable pace. Day 2 recovers with 12,000 steps of walking. Day 3 does interval training, 5 minutes warming up, then 5 rounds of 1-minute fast running, followed by 2 minutes easy running, finishing with 5 minutes cooling down. Day 4 takes active rest with gentle stretching or yoga. Day 5 challenges with 40 minutes of running. Day 6 maintains endurance with 15,000 steps, and Day 7 completes with 35 minutes of running. Here's a crucial tip: monitor your heart rate while exercising. Your maximum heart rate equals 220 minus your age. For a 40-year-old, that's 180 beats per minute. Effective aerobic exercise requires maintaining 60 to 80% of maximum, which for a 40-year-old means 108 to 144 beats per minute. Smart watches make this easy to track. Pre- and post-exercise nutrition matters tremendously. Eat light carbohydrates like a banana or handful of oats 30 minutes before exercising. This prevents energy depletion and enhances fat burning. Within 30 minutes after exercising, consume protein and carbohydrates in a 3-to-1 ratio. 2 boiled eggs with half a sweet potato works perfectly. 6 months from now, you'll be a completely different person. You won't get winded climbing stairs. You'll wake up feeling light and energized, and you'll maintain vitality throughout your entire day. Most importantly, the pride and relief you'll feel reviewing your health checkup results is absolutely indescribable. If this video helped you, please subscribe and like. I'm cheering for your healthy transformation. And I'll answer any questions you leave in the comments. In my next video, I'll reveal the ultimate diet that multiplies your exercise results. Stay healthy and have a wonderful day.